This is Team Hooch, and we're in WGS, the best running wrestling and gaming radio show ever, only on Blog Talk Radio. And if you don't like anything we say or do, 1, we respect your opinion. 2, fuck you.
Hi there, I'm Chris Rogers from Rockin' Waves 11294, reminding you to listen to my show every Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. on www.blogtv.com/people/Chrismaster1. Again, that's blogtv.com/people/Chrismaster1 every Friday from 1 to 5. Rockin' Waves 11294. And you're listening to WGS Radio on Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Master, Chris Masters, and you are listening to WGS Radio on Blog Talk. Check it out.
Instead of breaking down Survivor Series this Sunday, we're going to do it right now. We're going to do it, everybody on the line, and if need be, if it goes into the archive, just, you can listen to our breakdown of Survivor Series in its entirety right here on Blog Talk Radio and on iTunes. It is a free download, and this will also be a predictions clip that will go up on the WGS YouTube channel. So if you're listening to us right now on the WGS YouTube channel, feel free to post your predictions on Survivor Series in the comments section below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the first match. It is for the WWE Divas Championship. It is Beth Phoenix defending the title against Eve Torres. I'm thinking about that outfit Eve Torres wore in that Halloween Battle Royal where she won the #1 contendership. All of a sudden, I was already a huge Batman fan, but I think I like Robin for a whole other reason now. Anyway, again, that's pretty much, the backstory of this. Not only that, but of course the ongoing feud, with Eve Torres, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, and Kelly Kelly, about, the Barbie dolls in the WWE. And let's be honest with you, out of this whole group, Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres, I'll give Eve Torres some credit. She's got some skill. She's not a top-notch women's wrestler, but she has decent skills. And Chris, shut up. Those aren't the skills I'm talking about. But anyway, the way they're bringing this around, yeah, WWE still has Divas Ministry. Anyway, the way they're bringing this around, every week we see, whether it would be Beth Phoenix or Natalya, we'd see them, and whoever's coughing, I hope you're all right. But, every week we'd see Beth Phoenix or Natalya, it would be like in a losing effort, even though Beth Phoenix is, technically a champion, the Divas champion. But I believe it was the past Monday Night Raw where we actually saw, I believe, Natalya get a win, and that was like the first time we saw them get a win in quite some time. But again, the way they're bringing this around is, it's like I said, it's Beth Phoenix and Natalya are kind of making them look like they're jealous. Now, I want to say this, about Beth Phoenix and Natalya. They're hot in their own right. I mean, Beth Phoenix is damn smoking hot, and Natalya can bend you into the good and bad pretzel, and tell you what, to be honest with you, I would let her do it to me. But anyway, as everyone has that horrid image in their head now. And as far as this match goes, you know what, I think it might intensify the feud even more if they had Beth Phoenix drop the title to Eve Torres, and, to probably take this feud to another higher and more intense level, because you never know what they can do with this. I'm really interested to see who is, where they're going to go with this. Are they going to bring another, full-figured size diva in to, side with Beth Phoenix and Natalya? I don't see Tamina fit in that bill because, to be honest with you, Tamina passed for a man. And I would not put her in the same, category as Beth Phoenix and Natalya. Barring her heritage, her being the daughter of the Superfly Jim Snuka, but other than that, Tamina is just, flat out. They're not doing anything with Tamina, to be honest with you. So my prediction is Eve is going to become the new Divas champion. But again, remember, it's prediction. It's not actual fact. Rick, what are your thoughts about this Divas title match we got coming up this Sunday? With Beth Phoenix defending the title against Eve Torres.
Well, for one thing, I do have a lot of respect for Eve Torres. This past year, she's really up the game as a wrestler.
Somebody's phone almost went up. All right, Cody, hold on.
You're on a
Take your mic for
choo-choo
a second.
train.
All right, anyway, go back to what you're saying, Rick.
As I was saying, I have a lot of respect for Eve Torres. I think she's a great wrestler. She's up to game. But I really think that Beth Phoenix is going to take this one on.
Well, let's go to Cody Hawkins now. Cody, you're on the air. Your thoughts about this upcoming Divas Championship match? Beth Phoenix defending the title against Eve Torres.
Well, honestly, no offense to the Divas division, but, Eve Torres, I will quote on you, is a good wrestler. Not a great wrestler, but a good one. But, just judging on the way they're running the storyline, in a sense, it's pretty interesting. Which I look forward to seeing more of a developed storyline. If Beth Phoenix loses the title to Eve Torres, which will probably I like the little storyline they're going along with it because it's the whole beauty versus brute. I think that's what they're doing here. Beauty versus brute strength, or true skill. It's a good storyline. I agree on it. But it's the fact of the Divas in general need more. How can I put this? More of an impact toward their wrestling style. That's the only way the Divas division is ever going to get interesting in the story. Now, pertaining to the match, honestly, I'm rooting for Beth Phoenix. She's a great all-around physical wrestler. She has good ability. Not to mention she has an amazing specimen for her body for a woman her size. I can't complain about it. She's one of the pure wrestlers, as well as Natalia. That's going to make the WWE Divas division what it is. No more, you just got to be thin and sexy to be in a match. Bullshit. You got to have some skill.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, before going any further, I'd like to acknowledge a new guest in the chat room, somebody that Chris knows very well. Ladies and gentlemen, the head DJ. Yeah. The head DJ at TRF Radio, DJ T, otherwise known as Tim. Tim, welcome to the show. I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself in the chat room. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get in on our breakdown and predictions of Survivor Series, you know the way to do it. Call into 914-803-4615. That's a 914-803-4615.
In ministry, whoever is choking is trying to take on Chris in the food challenge. Let me just say, I'll happily surrender that title after what happened in the bathroom on Friday night.
As I was saying, if you want to get in on your thoughts on Survivor Series, you can also log into blogtalkradio.com/WGS Radio and get in on the chat room. And we will read your comments out loud as we still have our chat room moderator, but yours truly is also looking in on the chat room. You can also call us in via Skype. It is a free call. Jordan, I want to go to you next. Your thoughts on the Divas Championship match this Sunday at Survivor Series. Beth Phoenix defending against Eve Torres. Your thoughts, please.
I hope this match goes longer than 72 minutes.
You mean seconds?
And Beth Phoenix wins.
All right, let's go to James. James, your thoughts on the Divas Championship match, Beth Phoenix defending against Eve?
I actually think it'll be a pretty good match because they both have, Beth Phoenix probably has more skill and stuff, and she's stronger, but Eve has like the flexibility and stuff, so I'd probably say Eve.
By the way, for Ministry and Tim in the chat room, if you guys want to post your predictions in the chat room, me and Chris, we will read it out loud for the sake of the podcast. As unfortunately, we lost Cody Hopkins, but let's go to Ray Rules now. Ray, what's your opinion on the upcoming Divas Championship match? Beth Phoenix defending against Eve Torres. Who do you see coming out the champion in that match?
That's me.
Ray, are you there? James, we have two James on the line. I have to acknowledge. We have James number 1 and James number 2, which is Ray. James number 2. Your thoughts on this match? You know, who do you see coming out as the champion?
Which one are we talking about? I probably would say Eve. Wait, who? Which one?
Well, the James that's associated with Ray rules. If we can finally get that confusion out of the way. You know, Beth Phoenix taking on Eve Torres for the Divas title. Who do you see coming out as the champion?
Eve. She has more flexibility and stuff. Beth Phoenix only has strength.
All right, let's go to Chris. Chris, your thoughts on the Divas Championship match this Sunday at Survivor Series? Beth Phoenix taking on Eve Torres.
I think that Beth Phoenix. I'm going for Beth Phoenix because Beth Phoenix holds a lot of talent. She can really wrestle well, and Eve, I think, is just eye candy now. I think she is just, you know, she's. I really honestly think that Kelly and Eve are doing each other before the match in the 69 position backstage.
I would pay money to see that.
You would, well, hey, if you want to see two whores go at it, just go down to a local stripper joint. But seriously, I'm going for Beth Phoenix.
Jordan will tell you, I live in suburban Louisiana, south central Louisiana. There are no strip joints out here.
Just go down to Bourbon Street.
That's
just go down to the local farm.
Oh, shut up, Andy.
That's too close to Billy's store.
I'm telling you that as I have to go to you now with your prediction for the Divas Championship match, Beth Phoenix taking on Eve Torres.
I personally like to see Eve Torres win because I think she deserves a shot at the title, a decent shot at the title, and I think she's got the ability now. I don't think it's going to be a long term. I think it's just going to be a storyline thing. If it come down to wrestling ability, then obviously she's got no chance. But I think it's all for storyline that she'll take the belt this time.
All right, and to Tim and Ministry and anybody else that comes in our chat room, you can put your predictions in the chat room, and we will read it out loud. Even if we go into the archive, just type out all your predictions, and I promise you it will be read for the sake of the podcast.
I will read it out loud with my sexy voice.
As I am vividly horrified by that last statement. The next match I'm going to we have a little bit of a correction on. It's not Dolph Ziggler defending the title against Zack Ryder. It's Dolph Ziggler defending the title against John Morrison. Again, Rick, it really caused a speculation. Was there any other reasoning besides, with this replacement of John Morrison, and other than what we're thinking of what's going to happen with John Morrison, that Zack Ryder got replaced in Survivor Series?
Well, I think it was just a correction more than anything. There's been a lot of rumors that John Morrison could be on his way out. Hold on, excuse me for 1 second.
All right, well, let me talk a little bit more about the match. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, some think he's on his way out. He was on that 3-month losing streak, and then all of a sudden, bang, he gets that one win. So, I don't know if they're trying to kill the rumor, or if he's on his way back. Who knows? Go ahead.
Well, he does hold a win over Dolph Ziggler, the United States champion in a non-title match. Some people could look at it as, his chance to, go for the gold, United States champion. We may not, I think we're kind of looking at it as the dark side of things, that nothing good can come out of, John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler at Survivor Series. What if they pull a whole swerve on this, Rick? What if they pull the whole swerve where Dolph Ziggler drops the title to John Morrison?
I would like to see that. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm just saying that if he does, God forbid, if he does lose it, I think this would be his last time, possibly in the WWE. But I would definitely like to see it because I think Morrison has an incredible amount of talent. I've always been a fan.
Well, that's going to be my official. Go ahead.
We have a prediction on the Divas match from Ministry. He says Eve is two-time Diva champ, but what she actually do in the last runs? At least she is better than Kelly Kelly. I say Beth will win.
Okay. Well, my official prediction for the United States title match, maybe it's just I'm watching something because, again, if WWE loses John Morrison, that's an incredible loss because the guy is just so talented. So, just for, wanting sake for him to stay in the WWE and hopefully they wind up, I'm going to say that John Morrison gets the United States title at Survivor Series this Sunday night. Rick, starting with you, your thoughts, John Morrison taking off Dolph Ziggler for the United States title.
Like I said before, I think it's going to come down to politics, and it's going to, like I said, whatever happens, I'm going to let the chips fall where they may. I personally am hoping for Morrison.
All right, let's go to Jordan. Jordan, now your thoughts. It's Dolph. I got a tiny dick that diggles sideways from Vicky Guerrero so she can queef in my face. Ziggler taking on John Morrison for the United States title.
It's Dolph Ziggler.
All right, again, we're getting more people in the chat room now as we go to James number 1. This is the first James number 1 from New Orleans. James number 1. I can't believe I actually have to say that. We actually got 2 Jameses on the line. James number 1, your thoughts about Dick Ziggler taking on John Morrison for the United States title. I don't know how many Ziggler jokes I can make, guys, but I'm going to try. So your thoughts, please, James number 1.
Number 1, I want to go back to the Divas match because I didn't fully get a vote in.
I apologize.
I gotta say Beth Phoenix is gonna win this one because I don't think Eve Torres is gonna get this belt this time around. And this one, I would give it to Dolph Ziggler because I don't think with the politics, I don't think they're gonna actually give the title to John Morrison.
You kind of thinking along the same lines as Rick. With all the backstage politics, it's just no way they're gonna do it to John Morrison. And you got to admit, James, that's a shame because he's an incredible talent.
He is. I mean, it's just because of what happened at WrestleMania. That's what's killing John Morrison right now. Everybody just hates John Morrison just because of the fact of WrestleMania.
All right, now we go to James number 2. James number 2, your thoughts on the United States Championship match. It's Dolph Mr. Ziggler taking on John Morrison for the United States title. Who do you see coming out the winner of that match?
I'd have to say John Morrison because, I don't know. I'd just have to say John Morrison.
Okay, cool.
He's been my favorite for last year.
All right, let's go to Chris. Chris, it's your favorite wrestler, Vicky Guerrero, Dolph Tiny Dick Ziggler, taking on John Morrison for the United States title. Your thoughts?
I think Dick Ziggler, Dick Wiggle, Dolph Ziggler, somehow is going to pull off the win with either Jack Swagger in his corner or Vicky Guerrero, unless John Morrison has backup. Now, Ministry of Darkness says, I think Ziggler will lose if they put the 5-on-5 on before it, and Ziggler will blame it on being in 2 matches. But, so that, I now see why that would make sense as well. So I'm changing it. I think Morrison will win if they put on the match before the whatever match it is.
Rick, could that be a factor in the match, the match structure? Could they do it like that, putting the 5-on-5 match before the United States Championship match?
I really don't know in what order they're going to go. When it comes down to that, aside from main events, I don't know the nature of the beast. I don't know why they put some matches in front of others. I could see I could see that being definitely higher up on the list. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if that'd be an opener. That's a tough call.
All right, let's go to Andy. Andy, your thoughts on the United States, and I said United States. I'll say it again. United States Championship match. Anybody get what I was doing to Andy right there? Anyway. It's Dolph Tiny Dick Ziggler, Mr. Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler, defending the title against John Morrison. I ran out of jokes. Give me a fucking break. Andy, your thoughts? Wakey, Andy.
Oh, he said he'll be right back.
All right, well, Well, Andy's going to be right back. Let's go on and get to the next match here. And when he comes back, please signify me when he is there, Chris. The next match we're going to take a look at is, of course, the 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination tag match. It's Team Orton, consisting of Randy Orton, Sheamus, Mason Face, Ryan. Anyway, I saw that what I did there. Kofi Kingston and Sin Cara.
Andy's back.
All right, Andy, your thoughts on the United States Championship match? Dolph Ziggler defending the title against John Morrison.
John Morrison, without a doubt.
Put it in 16.
Probably be his last run in the WWE.
Possibly. All right, the next match we're looking at right now is the 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team match. It's Team Orton, which is, again, is Randy Orton, Sheamus, Mason Ryan, Kofi Kingston, and Sin Cara taking on Team Barrett, consisting of Wade Barrett, the team captain, Cody Rhodes, Jack Swagger, Hanico, and Dolph Ziggler. Now, Rick, I would speculate that, before, barring the suspension, I believe that they probably had plans on having Air Boom, Evan Bourne in the Survivor Series elimination tag match.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was probably most likely the plan. And now, just that he's in there by himself is, it's kind of looking rather odd. And it's obviously, you can tell that Evan Bourne's missing, because Kofi Kingston did a match, and it's like, where is it? Because they've been such a unit for the past couple of weeks, and I guess sometimes that's why the WWE didn't want to do tag teams to begin with.
I want to correct Minister on something. There is no Team SmackDown. It's, again, Team Orton, Randy Orton, Sheamus, Mason Ryan, Kofi Kingston, and Sin Cara taking on Team Barrett, which is Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Jack Swagger, Hanico, and Dolph Ziggler. There is no Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Just to let you know. Now, what's going to be really hard to predict in this match is, there's several different factors. One, it's an elimination tag match. There's no telling which way they could go. They can go, one team completely shuts out another team, or they can do it the way, each person gets eliminated until there's one person left on each team. There's so many different variables to this match, and the way it can go, it's just really difficult to, ascertain an accurate prediction. But then again, think about what I just said, ascertain an accurate prediction. That's literally an oxymoron in itself, as Chris knows a lot about oxymorons, particularly morons. And
fuck you.
Oh, shit, I was hoping he wouldn't let that one slide. Anyway, the way I see it going, probably from what we saw on Monday night, the past couple of weeks on Raw and SmackDown, the way I probably see it is the guys that are going to be left on Team Orton would be Randy Orton and Sheamus, and the guys left on Team Barrett would probably be Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes, because out of all the people that are in this elimination tag team match, ladies and gentlemen, I feel those names are the bigger names of the group. Those are the bigger names that have actually they kind of reach out to me. They kind of have a bigger impact. We've seen them use more now, albeit on if it wasn't for Christian's high ankle sprain and his injury taking him out of the Survivor Series, I would say Christian would be one of the last team members remaining for Team Barrett. But anyway, I got to go with, I'm just going to go with a prediction on the two remaining team members on each team. And Rick, as far as I'm concerned, on Team Orton, it's going to be Randy Orton and Sheamus. And on Team Barrett, it's going to be Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes. Those are my thoughts on that one. What about you?
Well, like you said, this is kind of a very hard match to always call. I'm just going to go with who I think, Orton and Sheamus are definitely the two of the biggest names. Mason Ryan, they've been trying to push. I wouldn't be surprised if Sheamus steps down from this one. They give Ryan the extra boot. Even if Mason Ryan is even gone, they just leave Randy Orton on his side. But as far as, one team has to lose, so it means that all the 5 guys has to go wiped out, so one team has to lose. I wouldn't be surprised if Randy Orton could win this match. My guess, keep in mind, Dolph Ziggler, this could be his second pay-per-view consistently where he's worked double shows. He's defending his U.S. title, and he's doing Survivor Series. That says a lot for a guy who's a worker. You got to give him credit, working a lot of shows, and he's doing a lot. He's been in every Raw. You may not like the guy's character, but you've got to respect his work ethics. I don't think John Cena's done that.
Jordan, go ahead.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah.
All right, Jordan, what are your thoughts on the Survivor Series elimination tag match? It's Team Orton taking on Team Barrett. How do you see this match going?
Chaotic, and Randy Orton's team wins.
All right, James from New Orleans. James, your thoughts on the Survivor Series elimination tag match? How do you see this match going?
As you said, this is going to be, it's hard to predict the winner for this one. I'm going to say Team Orton wins this one. I don't think it's going to be a sweep, though. But
All right, let's go to James number 2. He knows who he is. James number 2. Your thoughts on Team Orton, Team Barrett, Survivor Series elimination tag match? How do you see it going?
I'd have to say Orton's team would win because I guarantee that Orton and Barrett might be the last 2 remaining in the match.
Okay, and to Ministry, just go ahead and post your predictions because we only have so much time here left on the. I'm not going to repeat that, Ministry, but go ahead and put your rest of your predictions for Survivor Series. As we go to Chris, Chris, your thoughts on the Survivor Series elimination tag match, Team Barrett taking on Team Orton.
I think Team Orton's going to pull it off.
Okay, and Andy, what about you? Your thoughts on the Survivor Series elimination tag match?
Again, I think it's going to be Team Orton. It's just an excuse for Orton and Wade Barrett to have a one-on-one. It's going to end up 2 captains at the end, no matter what happens.
The next match we're going to take a look at, if I can fully recover, is, of course, the big tag team match. Awesome Truth, The Miz, and R-Truth taking on the one-time only tag team of John Cena and The Rock. Why are we seeing this? That's my
Because it's never before and never again, and hopefully we never see Rock again.
We have been building this. They've been building this all this time from WrestleMania 28 to be John Cena versus The Rock in the main event. I guess they're still trying to, go for the WWE title, but now they're going to put them together as a tag team. Is it just me, or does anybody else see that storyline kind of fucked up?
They just try and drag it out for WrestleMania because they've got no other storylines, it seems to me.
So in the way I see it, the way they're going, Rock and Cena are going to turn on each other. That's the most obvious thing that's going to happen. Rock and Cena are going to turn on each other. They're going to start fighting, and then the match gets thrown out, or by some facet, Rock screws John Cena, and Rock bottoms him, and Miz and R-Truth get the win like that.
The
Go ahead.
one thing it does... Sorry.
Goodbye.
No, Andy, you go ahead.
The one thing it does prove to me is it proves that just how much out of touch with what us wrestling fans want to see. No one wants to see The Rock and John Cena. No one cares about The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania. But they still keep ramming it down their throats. It just proves one thing. They've lost touch with the fans. They ain't got a clue what we want.
All right, starting with Rick, I know it's going to be a bitter pill to swallow because I know you hate talking about The Rock as much as I do, but I have to ask you for your thoughts on this match. Awesome Truth, Miz, and R-Truth taking on The Rock and John Cena.
Well, I'm not going to bitch anymore about how I feel about The Rock coming back. I'm just going to get you down to the match. I personally think that they're going to win the match just because they have to prove that they're the 2 of the best. If they lose, what's that proof that they're not two of the best? They'll have to prove that they worked as a cohesive unit. And then, of course, we're going to see one of the two turn on each other. They've been making, obviously, The Rock as the heel, and that's the way I thought of it all along. I didn't see John Cena becoming the heel. At least not yet. Can I see John Cena one day becoming a heel? It's very possible. But right now, that they're just doing the whole Rise Above the Hate campaign, especially with his new shirt, I don't see it. The Rock, he's going to leave and, he has no problem. We've seen this whole, WWE superstar versus the heel legend in the past, and that was, ironically, The Rock and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18, which was 10 years earlier. So, that's my thoughts.
Your official prediction?
Rock and Cena, as I said before.
All right, let's go to Jordan. Jordan, now your thoughts on this match. Miz and R-Truth taking on John Cena and The Rock.
Awesome Truth.
All right, James, since we only have one James now on the line. James, your thoughts on Miz and R-Truth taking on John Cena and The Rock.
I'm gonna give this to Cena and Rock, and then we will see a turn, because I won't really see a turn in the match itself.
Rick, any reactions to what James just said?
Pretty much, was what I said, were they going to win in the turn? That's exactly what's going to happen.
All right, let's go to Chris. Chris, what are your thoughts about John Cena and The Rock taking on The Miz and R-Truth?
I think that all the little Jimmies are going to end up assaulting R-Truth if he says little Jimmies one more time. So,
Little Jimmy! Look at all the little Jimmies! Give me your water!
Anyways, Cena and Rock, I think, are going to win.
All right, and Andy, your thoughts, please. John Cena and The Rock taking on Miz and R-Truth.
Well, I'm going to put a big spoke in the wheel now, and I'm going to say Miz and R-Truth are going to win, and that's the reason why Cena and The Rock will have a feud at the end of the match. Because one of them will get pinned or whatever, and the other one will take offense to it and kick ass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next match we're going to take a look is the WWE Championship match. It's CM Punk taking on Alberto Del Cuifo. I'll say it again. Alberto Del Cuifo. I won't say it one more time. You know what, Jordan? You're going to say it one more time.
Alberto Del Cuifo.
Yes! He did it! Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been building up for quite some time. CM Punk feels robbed because of what Del Cuifo did at Hell in the Cell to take away the WWE Championship inside that helm with the lead pipe. But it's really difficult to see. People didn't think that Del Rio, they would put the title back in Del Rio. I, for one, didn't think they would put the title back in Del Rio because I really kind of saw Del Rio being a transitional champion. I really didn't see him having a long, lengthy run. I don't think it was his time yet. I didn't think he was ready yet. But he's starting to prove me wrong a little bit. Del Rio's starting to be a pretty good heel WWE champion. He's employing all the good heel tactics as usual. You would come to see out of a heel WWE champion. But as far as a lengthy title run for Alberto Del Cuifo, I just don't see that in the books right now. Like I said, he's a good transitional champion, but a lengthy title run for Alberto Del Rio, Rick, I just don't see that happening. And just that, and plus the effect of CM Punk's epic awesomeness, and especially what he did to Michael Cole on Monday Night Raw. Speaking of which, let's have a no, it was so epic. Let's listen to it again, ladies and gentlemen. It is the WGS Epic Moment of the Week.
According to my Twitter page, which, by the way, is 38,000 followers, they wanted to see the competition and not see it broken up. Oh, yeah? Well, screw you and your 38,000 Twitter followers.
I say my prediction: CM Punk to become the new WWE champion. Let's go. Let's start with the Shining Star, Rick Star. Rick, your thoughts about CM Punk?
It's funny the first time, Billy.
Sorry, I just thought I'd have to let that.
All right, your thoughts on CM Punk taking on Alberto Del Cuifo? I'll say it again, Alberto Del Cuifo. I won't say it one more time. Rick, you'll say it one more time.
Alberto Del Cuifo
for the WWE Championship.
Well, you know, I'd like to see CM Punk as a world champion, and however, I wouldn't mind seeing Alberto Del Rio hold the title just a little bit longer. I think he's a great champion, especially as a heel champion. Right now, you know, this is kind of a coin toss for me. So, but I could very well see CM Punk winning the title, so I'll go with CM Punk on this one. So.
All right, let's go to Chris next. Chris, your thoughts on CM Punk taking on Alberto Del Cuifo? I'll say it again, Alberto Del Cuifo. I will say it one more time. Andy will say it one more time.
Wait.
Alberto Del Cuifo.
For the WWE title.
I was actually about to say it, but oh well. I really think it's going to be CM Punk because Alberto Del Cuifo, I mean Lico, I mean Poso,
Pushover.
Yeah, Del Rio, whatever.
Del Rio.
Yeah.
Fatality.
Del Queer. I think he's just using Ricardo Rodriguez as his sex partner. So yeah.
All right. Your official prediction on the match, other than sexual fantasies about Alberto Del Rio?
CM Punk.
All right, let's go to Andy. Andy, your thoughts on the WWE title match, please.
I'm going to agree with Chris. I think it's going to be a CM Punk win, hopefully, because the Del Cuifo thing is just, it's run its course as far as I can see. I really can't see it going much further.
All right, James, your thoughts now on the WWE title match.
You know, I think they're going to save the CM Punk one for TLC. That's why I'm going to pick Alberto Del Cuifo. That's right, Alberto Del Cuifo. I'll say it one more time, Alberto Del Cuifo.
All right, and Jordan, you're the last one. Your thoughts on the WWE title match?
CM Punk.
You going to go with CM Punk on this one?
Yeah.
All right, and then, ladies and gentlemen, the last match we're going to take a look at is the World Heavyweight title match. And I do mean heavyweights in this one, as Mark Henry will defend the title against Big Show. Now, when I heard at the last pay-per-view that they broke the ring with a superplex, and I'm like, okay, isn't the ring supposed to be reinforced, specially reinforced? Well, then again, I started thinking about that, and I came to the conclusion that WWE intentionally did that to hold the match over and hold the feud over until a bigger pay-per-view. And let's face it, you know, even though the last pay-per-view was a big pay-per-view, it doesn't compare to Survivor Series. Survivor Series is by far when it comes to quality pay-per-views in a whole different league. So I believe that's probably the sole reason why they did that, was to hold the feud over until Survivor Series. Now, as far as this match goes, Mark Henry has actually turned it since Night of Champions, when he became the World Heavyweight Champion, rather. Ever since then, he has had a really good run as a heel. He's become the dominant heel monster champion on Friday Night SmackDown in the WWE. I mean, a lot of people said it was a mistake to put the title on him. I, for one, disagreed. I said, it was about time that Mark Henry had a good, decent run. Look back to his run as the WWE ECW champion when he had that belt. He had a really great heel run with that, and I figured it was only a matter of time before we saw a good heel run out of Mark Henry as either a WWE champion or a World Heavyweight champion, and that's what we're seeing right now, is a great heel run out of Mark Henry as a World Heavyweight champion. Now, the way they're going to be, I really don't know which way they're going to go with this Big Show, because Big Show is a good champion in his own right. I mean, albeit he's not, athletic. Well, then again, as I say that, we've seen him pull off some stuff we've never seen before. But, the past several weeks, the way they've been playing it on Friday Night SmackDown is Big Show's been, knocking out Mark Henry with that WMD, Weapon of Mass Destruction. And as Chris will probably know, to me, WMD has a totally different meaning, so we're not going to go there.
Windows butt maker.
WMD, not WBD. Anyway.
Oh. Genital warts.
Oh, God.
Fatality.
Anyway, it's really difficult to see where they're going to go because they could go either way with this one. They could keep the title on Mark Henry and continue to have him as the heel dominant, champion on Friday Night SmackDown, or they could put it on the Big Show, and the way they could go with it, with Big Show becoming the World Heavyweight Champion, is, it could intensify this already hot feud between Big Show and Mark Henry. Because, if they put the title on Big Show Sunday night, it's almost guaranteed at the next pay-per-view in December, which I believe it is tables, ladders, and chairs in December, right, Rick?
At least, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
yes.
It's almost, automatic to think that they're going to have the rematch, Big Show and Mark Henry, in at tables, ladders, and chairs. Now, the gimmick match they could go, I really don't see how they could do a ladder match with Big Show and Mark Henry, or a chairs match. I could see them doing a tables match. I could see them doing a tables match for the World Heavyweight title. That one, that scenario, now that I talk it out and think about it, it's actually quite feasible. If they put the title on Mark Henry and they take it to TLC next month in December and actually have a tables match over the World Heavyweight title, to me is actually a quite feasible storyline. So now that I've said that out, my official prediction for Sunday night is going to be Big Show to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Rick, I'm going to toss it to you. Your thoughts on Big Show and Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight title?
Well, Big Show's definitely been earning it. He's been busting his ass. The fact that their last match was a draw to me means nothing to me. Could he win it? Yes. Is he definitely going to win it? Who knows? Mark Henry is another guy who busted his ass and ready. You got two guys there who are two great workers. I'm going to go with Mark Henry. I'm going to stick with Mark Henry on this one. And, if they go to the next pay-per-view, who knows if somebody else might step up to the plate and become a number one contender. We've seen it happen. We've seen other, people become fortunate to become a stepping stone.
I know they've been involving Daniel Bryan a lot in the storyline the past couple of weeks with Mark Henry and the Big Show, but do you think it's possible at all that we could see an appearance of Daniel Bryan in this match and maybe somehow cause a distraction for Mark Henry?
Unless three stats turn for Mark Henry are causing a distraction?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. Right now he says he's not going to turn that Money in the Bank until WrestleMania. For a while he was on that losing streak, and now he just started winning, coming back. So I don't know what they're doing with the WWE. Maybe they're just trying to keep him wrapped up until then. The WWE also might just say, hey, look, you're boring, and, he might have to cash up Money in the Bank. Who knows? Don't be surprised.
All right, before we go to Chris and get his thoughts on the World Heavyweight title match, I'm going to very quickly put up Ministry's predictions. He says for John Cena and The Rock taking on The Miz and R-Truth, it'll be Cena and The Rock just to put over WrestleMania 28 even more. For the WWE title match, he says CM Punk will have the Raw title and the Mexico tour is up or the end and or DQ. So he's saying CM Punk to win but via disqualification is what he's saying. And as far as SmackDown title is concerned, the World Heavyweight title, he is putting as Mark Henry as his pick for the World Heavyweight title. Let's go to Chris. Chris, your thoughts and your official prediction for the World Heavyweight title match. Mark Henry, a.k.a. Kool-Aid, taking on the Big Show, a.k.a. Big White Guy.
Well, with more of a tan than Sheamus. But anyways...
He's got more square inches than Sheamus.
I just hope that we get to see another ring break, because then we'll know that that Mark Henry has been eating too much KFC. So I'm thinking Kool-Aid is gonna get a bottle of red Kool-Aid, gonna get some KFC, drop the title, and then go, "Got my lunch now, bitch." So I think Big Show's gonna win.
All right, let's go to Andy. Andy, your thoughts on the World Heavyweight title match?
I think Mark Henry will win, but to be perfectly honest, it'll be piss break time for me because I'm sick of the feud. And unless the ring falls apart, I don't think the match is going to be interesting at all. It's going to be like watching China with the lights off.
Really? Really?
As I throw up in my mouth, James, quickly over to you. Your thoughts on the World Heavyweight title match, please.
Oh, really? I'm going to give this one to the Big Show. I think this one's going to go to the next pay-per-view. As you said.
Like I said, it's quite feasible we could see Big Show become the champion, and then they carry the feud over to TLC and have like a tables match for the World Heavyweight title. You know, it's quite feasible that they could go that route.
Billy.
Yes.
I'm beginning to. I think that if Mark Henry drops the title, he will quit because think about this. Think about this. We've seen it happen with Tommy Dreamer. He did not win the title for a long time until his final few weeks and months in ECW. We see it happen with Shawn Michaels. He wanted one more title run, so they gave him the tag team titles with DX. They usually give people that haven't won a title in a while one title run. So I'm thinking when Mark Henry drops the title, he's gonna quit.
I don't know how to react to that. Rick, what's your reaction?
Oh, I doubt he quit. They already give him one good bite of the bone. I think they'll give him another bite of the bone. 15 years after that big bite, you don't just say, "Oh, I'm going to leave and quit." You know.
I don't think he bites at the bone. He bites at the meat.
No.
I'm more interested in seeing the Mark Henry versus the Hand match.
But the point is, you know.
Fatality.
Loser takes the DNA.
The point is he got, you know.
Finish him.
Now you need to get all these voices now with John Laurinaitis doing it.
I'm John Laurinaitis.
If I can only figure out how.
WWE and I like Mark Henry's cook.
Well, how funny would it be to hear John Laurinaitis say this?
Hadouken!
John Laurinaitis.
Hadouken! Finish him!
Hadouken! Has anyone noticed that John Laurinaitis sounds a bit like Rocky Balboa?
What?
Go, Adrian,
Oh, no. I wouldn't go that far.
Andy, I gotta play this
Sweet
now.
cream on an ice cream sandwich! What in the blue hell are you doing?
I'm masturbating.
Anyway, let's go to Jordan. Jordan, after all that, you gotta follow all that, Jordan. With your thoughts and your pick for the World Heavyweight title match, Mark Henry defending against Big Show.
Mark Henry, and how do I respond to that?
Like this.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
To listen to the entire show, click on the link in the description box.
Well, hi, everybody. This is Lee Marshall, and you're listening to WGS Radio. It's great.